Have you ever laid in bed at night, listening to the ticking clock, your eyes wide open in the dark while the rest of the world sleeps peacefully? Maybe your body feels tired, but your mind keeps racing, replaying old memories, running through tomorrow's to-do list, or worrying about things that feel out of your control. If this sounds familiar, please know you are not alone. Sleep challenges become more common as we age. Whether it's waking up multiple times during the night, having trouble falling asleep, or rising too early without feeling rested, poor sleep can quietly steal our energy, our mood, and even our confidence in daily life. And yet, many seniors silently accept this as just part of getting older. But here's the truth. While sleep does change with age, restful, nourishing sleep is still absolutely possible. And it's something you deserve. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and stay with me until the end. You might hear something that brings you peace, clarity, or even hope. Let's begin with a powerful truth. Quality sleep is not a luxury. It's a basic form of self-care. Just like eating well or moving your body, sleep supports every part of your well-being. Your memory, your immune system, your mood, your heart, even your ability to enjoy time with the people you love. It's one of the most natural and powerful healers we have, and you don't need expensive supplements or complicated devices to reclaim it. Now, let's explore the first essential step on this journey: understanding how aging changes sleep and letting go of guilt or fear around it. Many seniors feel frustrated with their sleep because it no longer follows the patterns they were used to in their 30s or 40s. They may assume something is wrong with them, or worse, that they're losing control over their body. But what's really happening is this. As we age, the body's internal clock, called the circadian rhythm, gradually shifts. Melatonin production, that's the hormone that helps us feel sleepy, tends to decrease. Deep sleep becomes harder to reach, and lighter sleep cycles become more common. These are all natural changes. So the goal isn't to force your body back into an earlier rhythm. It's to work with your changing biology, not against it. That shift in mindset alone can remove a lot of pressure. Imagine no longer battling your body every night, but instead gently guiding it with kindness and rhythm. One of the most compassionate ways to begin this process is through a concept called sleep confidence. Just like a baby who needs a consistent bedtime routine to feel safe, adults need rhythm and trust in their environment. If you go to bed feeling anxious that you probably won't sleep again, your body picks up on that fear. Sleep confidence is the belief, backed by small daily habits, that your body can and will rest again. Which brings us to our second essential tip: create a sacred wind-down ritual that honors your evening hours and your nervous system. You've probably heard the term bedtime routine before, but this isn't just about brushing your teeth and changing into pajamas. This is about reclaiming the evening as a time of slowing down, softening, and preparing for healing rest. Here's something many people don't realize. The body needs a gradual transition from wakefulness to sleep. If you go from watching news or scrolling through your phone directly to lying in bed, your nervous system hasn't had time to switch gears. It's like trying to go from running a marathon to instant meditation. Your body is still on. Instead, imagine creating a 30 to 60-minute ritual every night that tells your body, you're safe, it's time to let go. For some, this might mean dimming the lights, putting on calming music, and sipping a warm, non-caffeinated drink like chamomile or lemon balm tea. For others, it could include reading a gentle book, writing down 3 things they're grateful for, or doing light stretches that release the tension from hips and shoulders. There's no one-size-fits-all routine. What matters is that you choose activities that soothe your senses and signal relaxation. You're not trying to earn sleep by exhausting yourself. You're welcoming it with intention and self-kindness. Some seniors find comfort in using aromatherapy, like a lavender pillow spray or essential oil diffuser. Others like a warm bath, or simply wrapping up in a favorite blanket and turning down the lights earlier. The point isn't to be perfect, it's to be consistent. Because consistency builds that sleep confidence we talked about earlier. Your body begins to trust that at a certain hour, it will be gently led toward rest. And here's something simple but incredibly effective. Try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. This regularity strengthens your body's circadian rhythm like tuning a piano. It says, here's the rhythm we're living by now. Over time, your body begins to anticipate rest and wakefulness with more ease. But let's also be real. Life isn't always neat and predictable. Some nights, you'll stay up later. Sometimes worries sneak in or pain flares up. That's okay. You're not failing. You're human. What matters most is that you keep returning to your ritual, like coming home to yourself. Now, you might be wondering, but what about when my mind won't stop racing? I do everything right, but the moment I lie down, I start thinking about everything under the sun. That's a common and very human experience, and we'll explore that deeply in the next part, including a beautiful technique that helps many seniors quiet their thoughts at night, even without medication. Let's keep going. What comes next might surprise you. Part 2. So far, we've talked about how your body's sleep rhythm naturally changes with age, and how building sleep confidence and creating a sacred evening ritual can gently restore a sense of control. But what happens when you've done everything right, and still, the moment your head hits the pillow, your thoughts become louder than ever? You're not alone if this happens to you. In fact, one of the most common complaints among older adults isn't just physical restlessness, it's mental restlessness. The mind wanders. It replays memories. It worries about loved ones. It invents problems that weren't even there during the day. And in the stillness of night, those thoughts can feel heavier, more urgent, even frightening. Here's something powerful to remember. Your thoughts are not the enemy. They're messengers, but not all messengers need to be answered at midnight. And that brings us to the third essential tip. Learn how to calm your mind without fighting it. Many seniors think they need to clear their mind in order to fall asleep. But that expectation often backfires. The more you try to force quiet, the louder your inner voice becomes. The key isn't to silence the mind. The key is to give it something gentle to focus on, something calming, rhythmic, and safe. One incredibly effective technique is something called guided attention. It's a form of mental redirection, where instead of trying to stop your thoughts, you gently guide them somewhere soothing, like leading a child from a crowded room into a peaceful garden. For example, you can try the safe place visualization. Close your eyes and picture a place where you've always felt calm. Maybe a beach, a cabin, a garden, or even a cozy chair by a window. Try to engage your senses. What does the air smell like there? What do you hear? What colors are around you? This isn't daydreaming. This is gently guiding your nervous system into a state of safety, which is a prerequisite for sleep. Another technique is the 4-7-8 breath, developed by Dr. Andrew Weil. It's simple and effective. Breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 7, and exhale slowly for 8. Do this 4 to 6 times. You're not only slowing your breath, you're slowing your heart rate and shifting your body into the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the body's rest and digest mode. And if your mind is especially noisy, try whispering your thoughts out loud, very softly, as though speaking to a trusted friend. I'm worried about my daughter. I'm still hurt by what my brother said. I miss my old home. Just naming the feeling can release its grip. You don't have to solve anything at night. You just have to soothe. Another beautiful trick is to keep a notepad by your bed. If something is bothering you, write it down. The simple act of writing tells your brain, I've taken care of this. I don't need to keep it active now. Your mind will relax when it feels heard. Remember, sleep isn't about escaping your thoughts. It's about creating a soft space where your thoughts no longer need to shout. You are allowed to rest, even if life isn't perfect. You are allowed to sleep, even if there are unresolved feelings. Rest is not a reward. It's a necessity. Let's move into the fourth tip, one that sounds incredibly basic, but is often overlooked. Pay attention to what you do during the day, because great sleep starts long before bedtime. Many seniors think of sleep as something that begins at night. But in reality, the quality of your sleep is being shaped from the moment you wake up. Here's why. Your body relies on light exposure, movement, social interaction, and internal cues throughout the day to regulate your circadian rhythm. If these signals are weak or inconsistent, your sleep-wake cycle becomes confused. One of the most powerful things you can do for your sleep is to get natural daylight within the first hour of waking. Even 10 to 15 minutes of morning sun helps reset your internal clock, tells your brain it's daytime, and kickstarts the cycle that eventually winds down into sleep later. If you can't go outside, open the blinds wide and sit by the window. Natural light is more potent than we realize. Next, let's talk about movement. This doesn't mean strenuous exercise. It simply means inviting the body to engage in gentle activity during the day. A slow walk, light housework, gardening, or even dancing to your favorite song all count. Movement releases endorphins, improves mood, reduces stress, and helps your body build enough sleep pressure by nightfall. That is the biological drive to sleep that builds throughout the day. And then there's mental engagement, something just as vital as physical activity. When your mind is stimulated in healthy ways during the day, through puzzles, conversations, reading, creativity, learning something new, it becomes easier to shift into rest mode later. A mind that has been gently challenged is often more willing to relax. Social connection matters too. Loneliness can lead to both depression and fragmented sleep. So reach out. Even a short call, a shared meal, or a walk with a neighbor can lift the spirit and help your body regulate itself better. We are wired for connection, and that connection has ripple effects through every part of our physiology, including sleep. And here's something fascinating. What and when you eat can impact how well you sleep. Eating large meals late at night, drinking alcohol before bed, or consuming caffeine in the afternoon can all interfere with sleep quality. Try to have your last substantial meal at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime, and opt for foods that are easy to digest. Some seniors find that a light snack before bed, like a banana with almond butter or a handful of walnuts, actually helps them stay asleep, especially if they tend to wake up hungry. This varies by person, so listen to your body. You're not following a rule book. You're tuning in to your own needs. One more subtle point. Try not to nap for too long or too late in the day. A short nap, 20 to 30 minutes, ideally before 3 p.m., can be refreshing. But long naps or late-day naps may confuse your sleep cycle and make it harder to fall asleep at night. If you absolutely need a rest, let it be gentle and time-bound. Now, I want to pause here for a moment because everything we've talked about, the light, the movement, the meals, the mood. They all have one thing in common. They're about treating your whole self with care and rhythm. Not forcing, not fixing, just gently guiding your body and mind toward balance. The next point, our final tip, is perhaps the most emotionally powerful one of all. It's about letting go of the myth that sleep must always be perfect and finding peace even on the restless nights. We'll explore that in part 3, and I promise, it's not what most people expect. It might just change how you view your nights forever. Now that we've come this far, let's go even deeper. You've already come so far on this journey. You now understand how aging affects your natural sleep rhythm, and you've learned how to build trust in your body again through calming routines, daytime patterns, and gently guiding your thoughts at night. But there's one final tip, and this one is different. It's not about habits or schedules. It's about healing something deeper. It's about redefining what a good night's sleep really means. Let me ask you this. Have you ever had a night where you only got 4 hours of sleep, but somehow you woke up the next morning feeling okay, maybe even energized? And on another night, you may have slept 8 hours straight, but felt groggy, foggy, or off all day? That's because sleep quality isn't only about duration. It's about what you experience in your body, your mind, and your emotions while you rest. And more importantly, it's about how you relate to the sleep you do get. Which brings us to tip number 5. Stop chasing perfect sleep and start building peace with your real nights. This may sound surprising, but one of the biggest obstacles to good sleep is the fear of bad sleep. Many seniors lie in bed thinking, if I don't fall asleep soon, I'll feel awful tomorrow. That pressure creates anxiety, and that anxiety wakes up the very systems you're trying to relax. It's a cruel loop. The harder you try, the more elusive rest becomes. But what if, just for a moment, you let go of the idea that every night needs to be perfect? Here's a gentle truth. Not every night will be the same, and that's okay. Some nights will be deep and long. Others may be light, broken, even frustrating. But sleep isn't a test you're failing. It's a rhythm, one that fluctuates with your emotions, your health, the seasons, even the moon. Instead of labeling a night as bad because you woke up twice, what if you asked yourself, did I treat myself kindly tonight? Did I give my body space to rest, even if it didn't sleep deeply? Did I let go of control and trust that I'm still healing, even in quiet wakefulness? The nervous system is always listening. It's always responding to the messages you give it. So if you send yourself panic and punishment at night, it responds with tension. But if you send yourself compassion, it begins to soften. And here's something even more empowering. Rest is not the same as sleep, but it is still deeply valuable. Let's say you're lying awake at 2 a.m. instead of wrestling with the clock. What if you shifted your focus to restfulness? You might place your hand on your heart, feel your breath, say silently, I am resting, my body is healing. I am allowed to simply be. Even in wakefulness, you are giving your body relief from effort. That matters. That counts. That builds resilience. There's a practice I often share with older adults, and it's surprisingly comforting. It's called night journaling without words. Here's how it works. When you wake up in the night and your thoughts are loud, you don't have to solve them. You just feel them and trace your hand in the air above your chest, like you're writing a letter only your heart can read. You might not even know what you're writing. That's okay. You're simply letting your inner world know, I hear you. I'm not fighting you. We're safe. This quiet permission often helps people return to sleep without resistance. And if sleep doesn't return that night, That's okay too. One rough night doesn't erase your progress. One restless episode doesn't define your week. The body is always recalibrating, always trying to heal. The more compassion you show yourself, the faster it recovers. Now, let's bring this journey together, not as a recap, but as a reflection. You began this video not because you needed fixing, but because you longed for rest. You came with questions, maybe even with frustration. And what you've found is not a quick fix, but a new relationship with your own rhythms. You've learned that aging changes sleep, but it doesn't remove your right to rest. You've learned that sleep isn't something you must force, but something you can invite through rhythm. Light, breath, kindness, and patience. You've discovered the power of small acts, dimming the lights, stepping outside in the morning, writing a few thoughts down before bed. These are not trivial. These are acts of healing. And maybe most importantly, you've been reminded that your nights do not define your worth. Whether you sleep deeply or rest lightly, whether you dream or lie still, you are whole, worthy, and needed. There's a beautiful concept from the Japanese tradition called inamuri. It translates roughly to being present while sleeping. Inamuri isn't about hiding away for perfect rest. It's about allowing yourself to rest when needed, even in public, even imperfectly, even while still part of the world. I like to think that this applies to more than just sleep. It's a way of being. You can rest in your spirit, even when your body is busy. You can find moments of stillness, in sunlight, in silence, in soft laughter, and those moments are just as precious as sleep. So, what now? If this video offered you even one moment of relief, one breath of hope, then I invite you to return to it any time your nights feel long. Let it be a gentle companion, a reminder that you're not broken. You're simply navigating a new rhythm, and you don't have to do it alone. Tonight, when the lights go out, may you speak kindly to yourself. May you create a soft space around your worries. May you let go of the clock and lean into the comfort of your own breath. And even if sleep comes slowly, may you remember, your body is wise, and your rest is sacred. Good night, dear one. You're doing better than you think.